Hello, everybody. I'll be running this interactive tutorial of how to install and run Hyrax data server, the latest version of Hyrax, the OPeNDAP server that implements both the DAP2 and DAP4 protocol. This is the 1.17 version of Hyrax. You're here, I put the link to the official website of OPeNDAP, in particular the latest release part of it. So here you can see the Hyrax 1.17 was released almost a year ago, January 25, 2024. And you can see here that we offer several ways to cite Hyrax. We're really interested in learning how you are using Hyrax as a data server to promote open science. And you can also see here that we offer different ways of downloading and running Hyrax. In this scenario, we're just going to run the simplest case, which is a two-step process to install and run Hyrax. Prerequisites is just to have some data somewhere in your computer. I'm running a personal laptop computer, so I already put some data in my home directory under temp and then data here. So if I do the tree directory, you're able to see some of the typical data file formats that Hyrax as a data server can serve and make available to users. You get HDF5, netcdf4, tabular data, CSV. It's just some of the ones that we can offer. And so another prerequisite is to have a Docker daemon running in the background. I have Docker desktop. I think you're able to see here in my dashboard that I have something going on here, and just so that it's able to, know, because we're going to run some Docker commands. So let's get to it. Two-step process. Step number one is just to pull the latest snapshot of OPeNDAP. I already did that maybe 10 to 15 minutes ago, so that was really fast. If you do that for the first time, it usually takes about 20 seconds. And the second command to actually get it running, now that we pulled it, is to run this instruction here. And this one is really just has just defining a lot of the default configurations. For example, it's going to assign the 8080 port 8080 to localhost. Something that we need to make sure here that in your case change is to when you specify the data volume. In my case, I'm assigning my local directory, which is on my home directory, and then /tmp/data to the default directory that Hyrax as a data server is going to look into as it's running within the Docker container. By default, it's going to look here, and so we want to assign this local data directory to that on the Docker container. And the other one that I'm running that is specific to my personal laptop is that I'm running right now this tutorial on an M1 chip of a MacBook Air. And so for that, and only in that scenario, when you have a laptop or computer workstation that is one of those M chip series of Mac OS, you will have to specify when running the Docker command to this platform. If you have Linux, you don't have to. You don't have to specify anything. And unfortunately, if you have a Windows computer, we don't really test Hyrax with Windows OS. And so you might want to consider maybe running some others that like a Linux environment in that scenario. Anyway, so moving on, I'm going to run this command now, and it takes about a second or less. Perfect. So this means that it's up and running. And again, like I mentioned earlier, is that it's going to assign it to the local host 8080. So I have a URL here linked already. And so we can look at the landing page of Hyrax. Here you go. You see this is the latest version. And you see that it's already, when you open it, you're already able to see this data tree directory. And so I can look at here, this sample data set HDF5 from the Atlas. And then you can see all the different responses, the DMR response, that's a DAP4. You can also see this is the XML representation of the data, of the metadata. And then you can go inside and see all the variables. This is a very complicated data set, has over 900 variables, typical of this kind of level 2 data sets from satellite products. And you see, let's go back again to the landing page, and then you're able to see some other data sets here. Anyway, so really easy to get going with Hyrax, really fast. If you're interested in learning more about Hyrax and a lot of the OPeNDAP resources, you can find them in the documentation under Read the Guides. And here you'll find general information about how to use OPeNDAP servers, in particular Hyrax. You will be able to find the Hyrax data guide. And then you're able to see some specification for data protocols, like the DAP2 specification. This is the original OPeNDAP specification to serving data, and the much newer DAP4 specification, and then as well as DMR++ guide. Just to finish up here is that this is just a series of many interactive tutorials we'll be running. The OPeNDAP team, in this case, is just the first part of just running Hyrax. Please subscribe. We'll be able to upload some more videos of serving some of these data, changing the default configurations for that are specified within that Hyrax data server, as well as the different types of files. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon. Please do comment in the video below. We're interested to learning more about how you are using Hyrax or how you want to use Hyrax so that we're able to offer more useful interactive tutorials. Thank you very much and see you soon.